Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, well, here it is. What's today, December 28th? All right, got her all fixed up. We're gonna do a series of flights, 2, maybe 3 flights. And then at the end of the 3rd flight, or whatever the last flight is, we'll go back to the bench and we'll talk about the flights and go over the radio setup and go over everything and go over my repairs and everything. But this first flight is the, quote unquote, remaiden. Because she only flew the one time, crashed over there. Got her all fixed. So I'm going to have to, first flight's going to be kind of boring. I'm just going to working out trim and practice landing. And I know, bring her in straight and level with a little bit of speed. Don't float her in, Okay, so we're going to, if I can get my broke butt up. All right, got a 5,000 HRB. Bed dead center of the strap. So
motor is on. Be careful.
The only way you can tell she was damaged is if you know where to look on the plane. But we're going to give it a shot. All right, first time flying.
Starting the fun over.
All right, I'll do a 4-minute timer. Up, down, right, left. Okay, not gonna do any flaps right off the bat. All right, shake off these nerves.
Up.
All right, not landing her, but I want to see how she approaches.
Time remaining 3 minutes. Retracts deployed. Landing flaps. Flaps are up.
Up and down and on the runway in one piece. Don't need flaps today, but I took them out. I didn't land with them. I got enough. I'm going in enough of a headwind. But now I know how she's going to fly, and she needs more. Needs a little bit of up elevator.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, and get back in position. Take off for the second time. Only thing I've noticed, ailerons were fine. Rudder's fine, seems to be. Mainly just you need a little more up elevator, a little more elevator authority. So, you know what? We're going to just, real quick, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to increase the throw on the elevator from 100% to 125, just because I can. But these are, like I say, these are the things you do. All right. And it is windy today, so. Oh, I see. A little too much up elevator now. Well, she lifted right off the ground.
Gear up. Retracts deployed.
All right, bringing the gear down. Not landing her right now, I'm just.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Oh, she's actually easy to land. I'm not using any flaps either. I'm gonna just a little too much wind to use the flaps right now. All right.
Prop is secured. Safe to approach.
Well, folks, that's proof. Even though I had all them naysayers and trolls on the maiden crash, I know how to land and fly an airliner. That particular day, I was suffering from a terrible case of anal cranial inversion. That's a technical term for I had my head up my butt. All right, we're gonna let the ESC cool down. We'll come back and get you a second flight, and we'll go back to the bench at the end of we're gonna do a third flight on it. We'll go do the bench stuff and all that at the end of the third flight. So just our second flight, we'll have to wait and see how the weather holds out. So just stay tuned. We're gonna go to another battery here in just a few minutes. Okay, thank you so much. We'll be going another flight here in just a moment. You can go. Hey folks, all right. Flight number 2 after had the remaiden, and now this is flight number 2. And like I said, we're going to combine 3 flights on one video, and at the end of that third flight, we'll do a battery report and go over the plane, go over my repairs and everything. But I got one successful flight in with I think 3 landings, 3 takeoffs, 3 landings, something like that. So or at least 2. And let's take her up. I do find out she needed more elevator authority, so I've got the elevator up to just 125%, and I got 40% expo on it. But all right, let's take her up and get another couple of takeoff and landing and successful flights in the book. Now this is an airliner, not a sport jet, not a fighter jet. Not gonna go up and do loops and rolls and all that. We're trying to keep the passengers in their seats, in their trays, in their upright position, and happy. They're trying to get home for New Year's. They just went to saw the family for Christmas, and they gotta go back to work, and so they're not all that happy. So we don't need to have a rough flight for them. All right, Alright, timer set for 5 minutes because
Starting the fun over.
I realized in the first flight, I mean, I'll share all that afterward, but 4 minutes was, I really had a lot of battery left, but we'll go over that in a little bit. Alright, here we go. Not going to be using takeoff flaps because I'm going into the wind.
Gear up.
Do need a little bit of, wow. A little bit of left aileron. That looks like the real thing. If you didn't know that was a model. As you can tell, the wind is really rocking her around. Bring her down a little bit lower now.
Retracts deployed. Time remaining 4 minutes. Landing flaps.
Didn't like it, so I'll go around. Well, the pilots are now going to demand their money back after that 2 landings for the price of 1, but she's down on 1 piece. I really wish I could approach. I know I don't normally like coming in from the east there where that big mountain of debris is, but I could have a much longer approach. When I'm coming from the way I've been landing, I'm coming from the west because it's directly into the wind, which is what you should do. But my problem is because of them power lines, which has claimed 3 of my planes, or 4 of my planes in the past, I'm very shy about them power lines. So I stay a little further on this side of them. All right. So it makes me for a shorter approach, but this plane needs a longer approach. So I'm between a rock and a hard place there. Nice scale takeoff. Now, I wish I had this as a calm day. It would be nice to. She gets around that field pretty quick though. I've yet to, I'm not flying her on full throttle. Full throttle when I first take off and then I back off. All right, we're going to bring her by. And I'm going to put the gear down as we're coming by. All right, gear deployed in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, fasten your seat belts. We're getting ready for a final approach here for landing. Well, yeah, I tell you, gotta have more elevator. But I wasn't pulling back far enough on the elevator, I don't think. Let's try that again. See if we can't not shave that grass this time and get a little bit better of a landing. All right, we're just going to just go for it. I love the way the plane just
Gear up.
naturally lifts off. You don't need takeoff flaps. Of course, I'm into the headwind, so.
Retracts deployed. 1 minute.
Whoa. I let go of the brake too quick and I still had throttle. All right, I'm gonna take one more takeoff and landing.
Seconds.
I'm gonna do one more.
Seconds. 10. 'Cruise mode.
All right, much better landing. I'm not using any flaps to land with her. I'm going too much of a headwind. I'm going right into it, so I don't need flaps.
Prop is secured. Safe to approach.
All right, that's the second flight. We're going to pause for a little while and we'll come back and get the third and final flight and get your battery report and go over all the specs and everything about the plane, my repairs, and all that kind of good jazz. All right, thank you so much. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, folks, third and final flight of the AL37, the Remaiden series. And we're going to take up and have a little bit of fun with her, and then we'll go back to the bench and we'll go over all the specs of the plane, my rates, my settings, and my repairs on the plane and how all that went. So let's take it up and get another flight.
Motor is on. Be careful.
Boy, she's big. Timer set for 5 minutes in my high rates, but we'll talk about rates afterwards. All right. All right, I'm going to set my timer again.
Starting the fun over.
5 minutes. Here we go.
Gear up.
I don't even need takeoff flaps. I don't think I have flown her at full throttle yet. Not doing anything too crazy with her, just enjoying the flight, trying to fight this wind. Man, that wind is really rocking her around.
4 minutes.
All right, gonna bring her by, put the gear down.
Retracts deployed.
Gear coming down. Gear down. And I think we got a storm coming in, so. All right. Boy, them lights are beautiful on this plane. That whole light package is incredible. My runway is 210 feet, just in case you're wondering.
Time remaining 3 minutes. Gear up.
I was full throttle in the climb there. A little bit of right aileron. That's half throttle into the wind. Talk about a torture test for the rain, wind.
Retract deployed.
Retract's coming down. Whoa.
Time remaining 2 minutes. Cruise mode.
Good thing I got thrust reverse. Because my short approach, because of them power lines, I'm coming in pretty fast. And I'd much rather let her have a longer rollout, but I run out of runway down there really quick. And trying to judge and land closer to this end is a lot easier said than done when you understand I've lost, I don't think, 4 planes to them power lines. So I stay well away from them power lines. All right, let's get her up one more time. Maybe one more go around.
Gear up.
Bring her by. Put the gear down as I'm coming by.
Retract deployed. Time remaining 1 minute.
Wheelie, wheelie, wheelie. Now that actually was about the most perfect landing I've had with her yet. And that's going to end it because I've only got 30 seconds left and we really need to get out of here.
30 seconds.
All right.
Hitting the road. Cruise mode.
As you can see, thrust reverse is very effective. You don't have this,
Prop is secured.
you don't have a giant fuselage to go down to get rid of all that thrust. All right, we're gonna take it back to the bench. Prop is off, and we'll go over everything about the plane. Okay, we're back. let's first off go over the repairs to the plane. Now, unless you know where to look, well, she's real dirty. I haven't cleaned her up, but I've got everything repaired. Right here on the tip of the plane, if you'll come here, honey. If you look, this whole winglet came off, and this is all crunched. I was able to pull this out and glue this back in and put the winglet on. The winglet's pretty much on there. It's not really, I mean, I think I can get it off, but it's on there. It's glued on there, so I'm not taking it off, but I do not transport with the wings on. So that's damage there. There's damage to the rudder here, but that's been fixed. This winglet here actually ripped off, but what happened with it, its little housing ripped out. Nothing didn't rip here, so this was okay. So no big deal there. Underneath the plane, which is where the real damage was, let me turn the plane over. I'll try to get a hold of it. Like I say, yeah. All right. It's like I say, it's still dirty, so I haven't really had a chance to clean anything yet. Yeah, it's fine like that. All right. First off, I think it was this retract here ripped, came out. I'm sorry. This retract here stripped from the inside, and the actual retract itself, the hard, the black casing actually cracked in half. So this retract was destroyed. So all I had to do is replace that retract, okay, is all I had to do, and it came one piece. Then if you come around here, if you look here, this part here, I got a piece of white packing tape covering up the boo-boo. These doors got ripped out. Luckily, the steering servo and the nose gear were fine. All I had to do was just take them apart. I bought this section here, put that back in there, you know, put these doors back in. I kind of, by dead reckoning, figured out how to do it because I had nothing to go by because it was all ripped out, but I figured it out. Put the gear back in, fired everything up. There was no damage to any of the electronics as far as servos go, other than that retract was, the housing actually was destroyed. The strut was still in good shape, but the retract itself was split in half, the actual motor and everything. So it just tells you how strong these struts are. Let's get this, but that's the repairs. That's all I had to do. Now she's still dirty. I haven't cleaned her up since the crash, but I will. But I want to get her out and get her flying. All right, honey, if you'll go back and stand behind the plane back there from the rear. Okay. And I want to be able to show the viewers my rates and everything. Now that we've talked about the repairs on the plane, let's talk about what I have discovered. Can you see the control surfaces okay?
As far as I can tell.
All right. All right. Now the rates. Well, if you need to back up a little bit, that's fine.
Well, but you won't be able to see them, so.
Okay. The ailerons that I flew in, I have not changed the rate. We're 100% throws, 30% expo. The elevator, 125%. Okay. And I have the travels at the available at 150% available travel, but I have them set at 125 with 40% expo because I just didn't feel like I had enough aileron authority, but I do now. Okay, elevator or the rudder, I'm sorry, 100% throws, 40% expo, just to kind of soften it. Now, talk about the flap system. All right, my wonderful camera practitioner was telling me that she couldn't see the flaps, so we're going to go over it again. With flaps up, we're 100%, no mix. Takeoff flaps, 40% with a negative or a positive 4. It's negative 4%, but that's up elevator. Instead of down elevator, it's up elevator. And then landing is 0% with a negative 14% up elevator. If you look at the elevator, you can see it move as I change the flap positions. Okay? Now, let's come up here and let's look inside the plane. For the CG marks are actually right here on the plane. I don't remember the actual numbers, but that's where it is. And she CGs just fine with a 5,000. Put your 5,000 dead center of the strap, and that she'll CG just fine. I've got a Lemon RX 7-channel stabilized receiver with an antenna going all the way back, or a satellite back here. Then antenna's going off 90 degrees. Antenna's on that one 90 degrees. That's my setup. She flies just great. Honey, if you would, just kind of walk around slowly around the plane, and let's show the beautiful lights. Okay. And I'm very, very pleased with the plane and how she flies. And I'm definitely a redemption flight. All 3 of these flights have been wonderful. I do feel like the plane needs a little more aggressive authority for the elevator. But other than that, but I've got that taken care of now. All my landings and takeoffs so far have been without flaps. She probably would have slowed down even more if I used flaps, but I got so much of a headwind today I was flying into that I did not need it. Now, let's talk about the crash, okay? That morning, I was suffering from a medical condition known as anal cranial inversion. I had my head way up my butt. I knew with a big wide wing like this, you don't come in slow. You've got to be level because you'll drop a wing quickly. The visibility was horrible. It was a lot of moisture in the air, and the cross breeze was bad. But that wasn't what crashed the plane. I crashed the plane. Okay, I wasn't using my head. I wasn't thinking about how I was trying to land this plane like a fighter jet, and you can't do it. You come in straight and level, a nice purposeful approach, not full speed, but you do come in with a little bit of speed, a little bit of a flare, and let her settle right in. But that's not what I did. And that was a bad morning to try to figure out trim and everything. Everything in my head said, don't fly today, but I flew anyways. But the repairs only cost me about $50 between the new retrack, the housing assembly, about $50 and with shipping. So I'm very pleased with that. And lesson learned. 3 flights are in the book now for Remaiden Redemption, and thank you so much for watching and following my AL37, Boeing 737 is what it is, journey. God bless each and every one of y'all. Oh, check the battery. Yeah, my wife was giving me the signal that, hey, you need to check the battery. Oh, we need to talk about all 3 batteries. Okay, all right, yes. First battery. We were 9 seconds over on the first battery on a 4-minute timer. Okay, I'm sorry. The first battery, we didn't fly all the way. That's right, we didn't fly all the way through. That one had 58% left, but that's an HRB 5000 with a 50C. Second flight, we were 9 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. And we had 57%, but that's with these turnkey graphene batteries, which just seem to have more longer power to punch. Now let's check this battery here. And we flew for almost, I think, the 20 seconds shy of a 5-minute timer, so 4 minutes and 34 seconds. And we have 64% left. But I was only full speed once or twice, and that's just on takeoff. I rarely got her up over half throttle most of the time. So really, if with throttle management, set your timer for 6 minutes. Seriously, 6 minutes, and you'll come back at 20-30%. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. This is the end. Let me just pick this plane up real quick, take it out here so you can see just the size comparison to me. I'm 5'9.5" on a good day. 220 pounds most of the time. I used to, Fat Guy Flies RC, I used to be 333 pounds. So that's where I'm at now. But just to show you, this is not a small plane by any stretch of the imagination. But she's a good flying. She flies as well as she looks. Folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for following me. Thank you for your comments, good or bad. But I do ask, would you please keep them constructive, not just, if you're complain or you're gonna make a negative comment, give me a solution to the problem you're raising. Now, don't just complain. Give a solution also. That's the only way we learn. Folks, thank you so much. God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends. And then AL-37 airliners, and God is good. Bye-bye.